What is up, guys? It is your boy BINGZWORLD back with another video for you guys today. I got the most effed up story for you guys today. So basically, I know I've been gone for like a little bit, but honestly, I just been trying to like fix my situation, get shit going. You already know what I mean, but that's not gonna stop me from making you guys a good fucking video. You already know what I'm saying. Be out there for the people, help the community and shit. But this story is about an old roommate that I used to live with back when I was like 18 years old and I was just like living on my own. At the time I was living in like a room, so I had like roommates and shit, and it was pretty dope for the most part, but like unfortunately I would never want to like live with roommates like that again. Like I don't know, I have to do like a little background check next time because this story is all the way fucked from what you can see from the title. So at the time I lived with like majority females, but all the females in the house were different and unique in their own ways. Like some of them were very like study focused, they're very smart, they didn't want to fuck around and like mess up their grades for some stupid shit. Some girls were just like very party adamant, they like to go out and all that shit and do all the fun stuff. And most of the time you would have the drug addict. But on this particular day, it was a Friday, I'm just finishing up the work week, and my two greatest pleasures in the world when coming home from work was either A, getting some Chinese food and some munchies, or B, playing on my PS3 and like playing Skate 3 or fucking Call of Duty. Yes, I had a PS3. I didn't have a PS4 at the time because my ass was broke, and the PS3 at the time was like $100, so I'm just like, fuck it, might as well get this shit, and this will do like what I want, basically. Like, let's be realistic, like you ain't gonna complain when you got something that at least do and shit. And plus I was using like a PS4 controller just to like make the gaming experience a little bit better and a lot easier for me and shit, but that's besides the point of the story. So I get home and I got my Chinese food, I got my backwoods, I got my weed ready. I'm rolling up the fattest woods at this point. Like at this time, I was like basically like a huge stoner and shit. Like, and now I don't really smoke like that. I try to like limit it, and I try to like keep on the right. I don't even know how to explain it. Fuck that shit. So basically, I used to be like a crazy stoner. Let's just say that. So on this day, I'm like at home chilling, and not like 30 minutes until I get into the crib because I took all my shit off and just like turned on the TV and went straight to watching YouTube videos and rolling my blunt. So I'm fucking not like 30 minutes until I'm into that, I get a knock on my door. I open the door and I see that it's my roommate's boyfriend. Why do I know it's my roommate's boyfriend? Because this nigga had his car pulled up in the driveway when I walked in, so I already knew that they were gonna do that magical shit. And when I mean magical shit, I mean just Zans. They just popped Zans all the fucking time. That's all they did. That's all she did. There would be days where she did ask me for like loud or weed and just was like wanting to smoke with me because she hated being alone. But like I known her for like always popping Zans or doing like heroin and being like lost in thought for like hours on end in her room. Like there'll be times where I walk in just to check on her and she'd be like on the floor, high out her mind, but she's not like dead. Let's just say that. But on this particular day, it was a little bit worse than her normal trips, whatever the fuck they go through when you do heroin and shit. So anyway, they ended up doing heroin, and I guess they've been there. I guess they were at the crib all day because I didn't see this nigga. But I guess he came early in the morning, they were doing it, and he got out of his shit. Like he woke up and got sobered up, and she didn't get up. She didn't wake up. She was knocked the fuck out. And not only was she knocked the fuck out, but she didn't even have a motherfucking pulse. So automatically, like, dude was looking for the first person to like help him out. So he knocks on my door, tells me the whole situation, and like asks me to come in the room and see what's going on. So I go in the room and I tell him, did you like try to wake her up or anything? He's like, nah, like, you know, like I didn't want to, like, I didn't want to like, you know, mess her up. I'm like, yo, try to wake her up, like, you know. And I'm like, he's like shaking her, waking her, trying to wake her up. And I'm like, nah, you're not even trying. You're not trying. So I'm like going up to her and I'm like, yo, Kay, wake up. I'm gonna give her that name for the rest of this fucking video because, you know, we don't want to bring out real names. That's not fair. That's not cordial. Anyway, so I'm trying to wake her up. I'm like, yo, wake the fuck up. Wake up. Wake up. She ain't waking up. She ain't getting up. So like, we're panicking at this point because I'm like, holy shit, like this bitch is dead. This bitch is dead. Like that's my thought process in my mind. Like this nigga killed her. So it's so fucked, bro. Oh my god. So he's just like in full blown panic mode because we tried everything, and he just starts breaking down in the corner and crying his eyes out, bawling. And mind you, this dude was like at least 28, maybe even in his early 30s, maybe late 20s, early 30s. Like I'm looking at him like, you can't be a bitch right now. You cannot be a bitch right now because I'm scared. So I had to like kind of straighten him up. I'm like, yo, bro, you're scaring me right now. You need to straighten up for me, okay? Not even because I'm trying to tell you you're a bitch. You're not a bitch, but you're a bitch right now. You need to fucking get on your feet. So he kind of like musters up some energy, gives me his phone because at this time I didn't have data. I was a broke ass nigga. I was not really thinking about, oh, let me get a phone plan until like I moved to Toronto and I realized I did need a phone plan, but that's besides the point. So we call the ambulance, they arrive, she's still like dead, like knocked the hell out, laying on her back. And like, once the ambulance gets there, actually first it was the fire department because it's obviously like their first responders or whatever for in case like they can help or whatever or give aid. And then the ambulance came because the fire department didn't know what the fuck to do. They didn't know what the fuck to do. So then the ambulance came. They're trying to like wake her up. She ain't waking up. So then for some random reason, I don't know where she mustered up the energy to like do this shit, but she just rises up like the motherfucking Undertaker out of the coffin and like straight up projectile vomits on everybody. Mind you, luckily for me, my ass was in the fucking like hallway and shit talking to like the black like firefighter because I was just like, yo, like this is some crazy shit for me because I was shaking up a little bit because I thought she was still dead. I didn't know she rose up like the Undertaker. The only reason why I know this shit is because her boyfriend told me that that's how she got up. Like she got up straight up, full vert, like 90-degree angle, throws up on the fucking paramedic, throws up on her boyfriend, and throws up on some of the firefighters that are just chilling in her room like it's a fucking like break room or some shit. And everybody's just like, what the fuck? Like, and she just sits there for like a second and just falls onto her side, which is kind of the smartest thing to do because we obviously didn't want her to choke on her fucking throw up. But like, she's laying in like a fetal position and the vomit's just leaking out of her mouth onto the floor. Like, it's just fucking crazy, my nigga. So I end up going back in the room and I'm just like, what the fuck just happened in this bitch? And like, I'm not gonna cap, like one of the firefighters started laughing because I said it loud, like I was like kind of like in disarray. So I had to say something, like I'm like, nah, you can't let this shit slide. So anyway, I said her name, I said her actual name. I'm gonna bleep it, it's not a big deal. So Kay ends up trying to like convince the fucking paramedics and like fire department that she doesn't need to go to the hospital and that she is all right. But they just witnessed that she almost died. So they told her in the nicest way possible, hey, listen, if you do not go to the hospital, we will get the police and they will handcuff you and escort you there through the the stretcher. So she wasn't complying, and we're just telling her like, yo, like just go to the friggin' hospital. Her boyfriend's even saying that because he has a bunch of drugs on him. He doesn't want to go to jail. And she's like, nah, I'm gonna stay here. And it's not like they called the like police to come to like restrain her. The police already came. They already got there on some stupid shit. And like, we're all panicking because I have like a bunch of weed that I shouldn't be having. And it's not like a lot, but at the time weed wasn't really legal, and I had a decent amount to where it's like it didn't look like fucking recreational use. Cause I was a stoner. I was weird, bro. I just liked smoking weed. So anyway, the police come and they don't go in none of our rooms. They just go straight to her, handcuff her ass to the fucking stretcher, and they like push her out. And she's like trying to fight it out. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, this woman needs to chill. So anyway, after her like struggling and fighting to get out of that bullshit, she ends up complying. Next day later, her parents come to the house and they're just like, yeah, like we're looking for Kay. We haven't seen her in like 2 years. And I'm like, 2 friggin' years? God damn. And for some random reason, they did not know that she lived in this room. And it turns out she was renting the room to help out her druggy boyfriend or whatever, I guess. After her mom found out like Kay lived in like this like unit with like a bunch of like college kids, and mind you, her parents were from another province. I think they were from Quebec. They were like just coming to like, they just like got information on her whereabouts or whatever, something like that. So like I don't see Kay for like 3 months. She comes back and she's with like a new nigga, and then they leave, and then she comes back like the next 3 months later, and the landlord is fuming. So the landlord comes by and sees like Kay, and her room is in tatters. Like there's this garbage everywhere, because I'm walking outside the hallway to go use the washroom, and I can like see from the corner of my eye, from my peripheral, that her room is in tatters. There's like beer cans all over the place. Her mattress is just on the floor. There's a broken mirror, there's a broken chair, etc. And mind you, I knew the old nigga that used to live in her room before her ass moved in that bitch anyway, because I was the oldest tenant that lived there. But I don't see, I guess Kay got like evicted next day later after like cussing out the landlord. I don't see Kay for like 3 years. I'm 21. I think I went back to like Barrie, that town, just to like see what's going on, just to see like the vibe. And I go on the bus and I see Kay on the bus, and she's full-blown pregnant. And this chick does not recognize me whatsoever. Like she just, and it wasn't even like on purpose. Like it wasn't like she was like purposely trying to act like she didn't see me. She legit did not remember me. Like I feel like that woman lost brain cells after like a long time. But like honestly, I do have more stories on Kay. She was a pretty cool girl when I first met her, and then like I just see her slowly spiral into more bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. And to be honest, when you witness people from in hindsight doing like really fucked up shit that's like ruining their life ever so slowly, you kind of take it upon yourself not to carry out those same things or do those same things. I feel like that's the moral of the story for this damn video, is just like, if you see the shit that goes on with certain things, or if you see how people act or how people change over time over like whether it's drugs or alcohol or even just weed, like, because weed can change you in so many ways that you wouldn't even recognize. Because sometimes people think it's just loud, it's just like weed, like, you know, I'm just getting lit. But in reality, it's like a gateway to other stuff, or it could just bring you down or keep you stagnant if you let it. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys like this video. This is pretty new for me to do this whole like gameplay and storytelling, but I hope you guys like these kind of videos and would suggest them more. I kind of like doing them. Actually, I would say I like doing them. I like gaming and then just recording that shit and then just like, you know, telling my little stories. It's kind of like a little cozy type of vibe setting. I'm going to be posting these videos every Sunday, so you guys stay tuned, and peace.